Well, good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you're watching us from. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome to another series of the Legacy Builders on Babes with a Vine. I'm your very host again, Hannah Jolayemi, and I welcome all of you to the series today. We have started this off beginning of October, and I think this is probably our 10th episode, or 13th, sorry. And I would like to welcome everybody. If you're new to Babes with a Vine, we are a community that empowers women, and we support them spiritually, physically, economically, in every sphere, and we want women to thrive. So tonight, BABES also stands for Beautiful, Adorable, Blessed, Empowered, and Saved, in case you're wondering who we are. So tonight, we're going to continue our series of the Legacy Builders. I've got one of our babes, one of the founding members, who is, I'm delighted to have her tonight. She's a sister. She's also a good friend. She's going to obviously be sharing our inspiring stories with us tonight. And if you've been joining us, if you've been a part of this for the last few weeks, you would agree with me that it's been an awesome time. We've been having inspiring stories, how Babes with a Vine started, the stories of women supporting one another, how we've grown spiritually, physically, economically, women in every sphere. We've had outstanding women share inspiring stories, and they're all thriving in their different areas of life. So the Legacy Builders is to welcome those women who have contributed and have, over the last 15 years of Babes with a Vine organization. And also, we're celebrating in the light of our 15-year anniversary. We've had celebration all across the country. We have in the UK, the US, Canada, and we're going to be kickstarting in Nigeria. So if you are babes in any of those locations, Port Harcourt, Abuja, Lagos, please do well to be a part of the celebration that is coming up shortly. So we would encourage you. So I'd like you to listen, relax, and share this link with as many people as you can. And also babes on different campuses, please ensure that you share. So tonight I'm going to be having babes Patience Olaya, right? She's a sister. She's also part of the UK now and Europe campus. And I'm going to tell us a bit about her and what she does. Babes Patience is a trained and certified speech therapist. She joined Babes with a Vine back in 2011. And we've got a lot of babes who have been part of this journey for quite a while. She studied at the University of Ibadan, Nigeria. She served as the first zonal coordinator for Babes with a Vine UI zone in 2015. During its inception, she has done a lot of work to encourage and make sure that the campus was running properly. And she did that up until like 2017. She served in this capacity until 2022 December, when she passed the baton to another leader who obviously continued to lead the campus. Patience is a child of God who is passionate about neurodivergence and how it impacts the families. She's married to Wilson Olaya, and they're both blessed with two amazing children. So I'd like you to join me in welcoming this delectable woman to the platform today on the series of Legacy Builders. So we'd like to welcome you, Patient. Welcome, 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 welcome. And apologies for our
Thank
lateness.
you.
Lovely to have you tonight. How's your day been?
Well, it's been quite a day. I've been constantly on the move. And
Wow.
finally, I get to sit.
Good, good, good. Lovely to have
Thank
you.
you.
And I'm sure you've been following all the series. I don't know whether you've been able to catch up. It's been an amazing time. Myself and Dave Zolapo have interviewed quite a few founding members, and it's been
Yeah.
awesome. Everybody has a story to tell, and their
Mhm.
experience and what the journey has been like. And we're glad to have yours, and you're going to share yours with us tonight. Okay, as Babes will find. So we're
Yeah.
going to have an awesome time. So yes, the first question usually as we start is, how did you join? I knew I probably had mentioned it that you joined 20, but how did you join? How did you even stumble on Babes to Define? Did you stumble or
Okay,
somebody
so
introduced you?
thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
You're welcome.
I joined Babes Redefined sometime towards the ending of 2011. I
Okay.
was in my penultimate year in UI then, about entering my final year. And I was introduced to Babes Redefined by a very close friend of mine who is like a sister. And the funny thing is, people didn't even know she was a babes.
Oh,
Like, No one knows her as a babe. She's one of those
Yes.
very silent babes. They
Silent
just
babe.
watch from the background,
Mm-hmm.
yes. And then she talked to me about it because we're always talking about relationships and lots of other things.
Yes.
And then she told me, "Oh, there's this group I belong to. You might love it. I feel you would like the group." And she added me. And the moment I joined the group on Facebook, I just knew, wow, this is the place. This is
I'm
the place for
supposed to
me.
be, and everybody
Yeah.
testified to that.
Yes,
Wonderful.
the vibes. I vibed with Babes Redefined. Like it just clicked. I
Mm,
have over the years I've made so many friends who have become like sisters. Very, very amazing people. I've met amazing people, clients,
mhm.
and it's been amazing all through
Wow,
the
wow,
years.
awesome.
Yeah.
And that probably will bring me to the next question. Now, what role did you play in the early days of Babes Redefined? And what was your contribution and your impact during that time?
In the early days, I was a member, an
Okay,
active member. I'm
okay.
this kind of a person that I grew up listening to my parents telling me, wherever you are, let them know you
Mm-hmm.
are there.
Mm,
Don't just listen, don't just take in things, contribute,
that's right.
speak, ask questions. So
Mm,
joining Babes Redefined, the moment I realized, oh, this is a very good place for me to grow,
yeah.
I became active. I went into a journey of self-discovery because I got to
Wow.
know myself and
Even
my
more. Mm,
capabilities and abilities in
mm,
Babes Redefined, and it was really amazing. It was great for me. It was good for my growth.
that's
And then I would volunteer. Sometimes because I was a student at the time, I didn't have a job. When we
okay.
had programs and we needed to make contributions, I would ask the leader, as momentous,
Mm-hmm.
that I do not have money, but what can I do to help? I
Wow,
have
that's
my
good.
time. I could bring
Yes.
myself to do
Mm-hmm.
something. And they'll say, okay, we need someone to come and arrange the venue or something. I was always raising my hands to,
Mm-hmm.
putting
To
myself
help.
forward,
Yes.
volunteering to help since I did not have cash to
Mm-hmm.
give. So I would give my time and myself. And then I became close to many of the leaders because I was always
You always
volunteering. I
have
don't
it
know if that's the
available.
reason, but
Mm-hmm.
when they we had just the Ibadan zone initially. We had
At the
Ibadan
time.
zone, so we had
Okay.
people from all over Ibadan. And
Mm-hmm.
whenever, like I said earlier, whenever we had programs, I would volunteer to help and support. So Ibadan zone grew so much that we needed to split the zone. To split
At
it,
the
it
time,
became
it
a
was a
chapter.
zone.
Yeah, it
Yes.
became a chapter, and then we
Mhm.
needed to now split the chapter into zones.
Okay.
So we had UI zone, challenge zone, and the Akubo zone. And then we needed leaders for each of the zones. And at the time, by this time, I had finished from UI, gone for NYSC, come back for my
Mhm.
masters.
Oh, wow.
By this time, it was like 2014, 2015 when we
Yeah.
split into three zones.
Okay.
So leaders were needed.
Mhm.
I did not volunteer myself this time around.
Did you?
I
Oh.
was I was I was called
Mhm.
and I responded to the call. Yeah, and I didn't see myself as capable of.
Mhm.
I didn't know I could do the job. I had never led a
Wow.
group of women. I was
Mhm.
just one tiny. I was very tiny. I was one
That's what you
tiny
think.
young girl like that, and they put me to lead women.
Mm.
It's not easy leading women. We are
Yes.
wonderful people.
We're special,
So
special a breed.
yes, yes, we come with different packages.
Mm.
So that was the beginning of growth for me.
Wow.
Meeting people. I even though my name is Patience, I usually tell
Mhm.
people I'm not always patient. I
Mm.
learned patience through Babes
Mhm.
Redefined.
Wow.
I'm the kind of person that you talk to me, you say something unnice to me, something harsh. I
Mm-hmm.
always have like ready
Something ready
response.
to.
I give it back. I don't wait. But in Babes Refined, I learned restraints. I learned
Mm.
self-control.
Wow.
And I'll just know that talking right now or saying anything would not fix anything, to make things more complicated.
Yeah.
So I'll just keep quiet, and over time things will get resolved. And when
Wow.
it's the right time to speak, the Holy Spirit really helped me during the period. So that was how I became the zonal coordinator for UI zone. And I was zonal coordinator until 2017, when I became the governing council member, a governing council
Wow.
member.
Mm.
So I was governing council member. Mommy Tutu handed over to me, Mommy Tuski.
Okay. Yes.
She handed over to me. I became GC, and I was GC from 2017 to 2022 December, November, December.
December.
And
Was that
I
when you
was
then
relocating.
relocated? Yeah, I
Yes,
was
I was
just about to
relocating.
say.
I wasn't sure
Wow.
how things were going to be in this new country. I knew I
Yes.
needed time to settle in, to adjust, to adapt, and start life. Is like relocating is like starting life afresh.
Beginning
You
again.
sell
Yeah.
everything you had, and
Mm.
then you start life afresh. So I just
Yes.
knew, I knew I would not be able to focus on
Of course. Yeah.
there
All your
at that
duties
time.
and
Yes.
yeah, great.
Yes,
Awesome.
yes.
Awesome. And I mean, it's been amazing. We've had you now in UK campus in Europe. For those listening, obviously she's come from Ibadan. And then now there from 2022, she's been part of the UK and Europe. And it's awesome the transition because a lot of babes too who have relocated across the years, they better been in Nigeria and then gone over to the US, Canada. But they also found their place because as they're going, they're already finding babes who are already in those countries. And I think a lot of babes also shared their experience as to there's nowhere you go that you won't find babes. As long as we stay connected, there's always going to be someone, and through someone, you know, another person and all of that. But it's lovely. It's lovely to hear that and your contribution over the years. Thank you for that. Also, how do you think babes should define? You know, we've talked about in the last few days or weeks about the vision and mission is still the same. But how do you think your role, how do you think B has evolved over the years? You know, some of the things that we've done, you know, from some of the things you've mentioned as well, like from chapters to zones, you know, before you left Nigeria, were there other things, you know, that had evolved before you coming into the UK and Europe campus?
Yes, it's a good thing that Babes Refined has maintained its vision.
Mm,
When it comes to empowerment, Babes Refined has maintained that.
mm,
Babes Refined keeps giving year in, year out.
yes.
And one thing initially it started as empowering women.
Mm-hmm.
But in recent years, I think like shortly before I left Nigeria, BR started empowering girls.
Mm, the girl
Girl
child.
child came into
Yes.
picture because it's the girl child that would eventually become a woman,
Mm,
and we do
yes.
not have to wait until
Until they're
we have
grown.
so much damages before we start
Mm,
fixing the damages, so we can catch them young,
that's
and
right.
then they grow into becoming beautiful, adorable, blessed, and empowered women.
Saved. Yeah.
So that's one area that really touches my heart. And
Mm,
every time there's a project, there's a conference, or there's an outreach, and
yes.
after the outreaches, we see pictures, we see testimonies of
Mm,
impacts of things
mm,
that were achieved. It's a great, it brings encouragement to my heart that
mm,
Babes Redefined did not just stick to just reaching out to women, but
that's
now
right.
we are not only reaching out to women, we are reaching out to the girls as well. We are catching them
That's right.
young, and we are saving these ones from the claws of the enemy,
That's
who
right.
comes only to steal,
Mm-hmm.
destroy, and to kill. Yeah. So Jesus has come to give them life, to give us all life and life in abundance.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's very encouraging. So that's one area I'm very sure of that I'm also passionate about, reaching out to
About.
girls.
Yeah. And with, like you said, we probably might not, I mean, we've impacted, and you could imagine all the campuses, everybody having their own sort of, reaching out to young girls, schools. There's been a lot of programs. Like I said, if we have to measure that across the years, it's a massive impact that we've had
Yes,
on young girls and people learning skills, and a lot of babes who have come online the last few days and weeks as well has also shared the same sentiment that that impact. Sometimes if we know what it is, that if we have to put numbers together, we might not be able to quantify it, because as you're reaching out to a child, you're reaching out to families. Potentially
yes,
you're reaching out to, so one person knows this person. Oh, have you heard about babies? But this is what I learned. I was in this, and I'm glad we've done that, and I'm sure there's still a lot more for us to do and to reach out. So that's interesting to know. Thank you, Babes Patience, for that. And just along the line, what has been the most significant challenges you face as a leader? Which is a question I know when I ask all of the babes, everybody obviously can look back and look at a time, and how did you overcome them? Like you said, you mentioned something very key, that Babes with the Fan has given you that platform for growth. You have grown. You thought to yourself, this is me. And I think a lot of women said that they never really realized what potential, what giftings they had until they started to lead a group of women. And it's amazing how, those things start to come out. You begin to hone your skills. So for you, during that process, were you challenged in any way? And, how did you overcome those challenges?
there were lots of challenges, oh,
Mm.
and I can't say one is greater than the other,
Yeah.
because each challenge can throw things off, like scatter things and
Control
make
your
things
balance.
disorganized. Yes, it's just our outlook, our perspective, how we look at things,
Yes.
and how we patiently wait for God to help us navigate the challenge.
Mm.
Sometimes we just try to fix things ourselves, and that would never help. It never helped. But one I can remember a couple of them. Maybe I'm permitted to mention
Yes.
two, if I'm permitted to.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's fine. Yeah, go
So
ahead, please.
one major issue or challenge was finance.
Mm.
Yes, finance was a challenge every time,
Mm.
on every campus,
True.
everywhere.
Mm.
And that's because Babes Redefined does not go to select the wealthiest of people
That's
and
right.
say, oh, these are the people we are going to impact. So we
Mm.
stick to just wealthy people, and we'll use their financial resources to
Mm.
achieve our goals. Babes Redefined is a universal place.
That's
You
right.
meet people from every phase of life. You
Different
meet
walks of
people
life.
from the different walks of life. And you meet those who they are willing to give, those
Mm.
who do not see the reason why they should give,
Yeah.
those who are willing to give but do not have.
Mm.
So you meet different people, and sometimes bringing the financial resources to meet our targets or our goals could be a challenge. We have to keep encouraging them. We have to be leaders by example.
That's
That
right.
means you have to be the first to contribute and
True.
let them see that, okay, I have done my part,
Mm.
and please, let's come together and do this together.
Yes.
So, but every time of the way, every time we needed finance, initially it might look like a challenge,
Mm.
but eventually God always
Supply
finances
those
his
needs.
project. He would
Yeah.
supply, yes. He would provide for those who have the hearts to
Mm.
give. He would provide for them, and they would give. And I've never seen or met any babes who regretted giving at any point in time. I myself, the times I gave,
Yeah.
I know that I didn't miss what I gave. Not
Mm.
because I had it in abundance at the time,
That's
but
right.
because I willingly gave it,
Yeah.
and God blessed it. And I didn't miss it because whatever I needed money for, God always came through
Oh,
for me.
was available.
Yeah.
That's
So
beautiful. Yeah. Go on.
that was one area.
Okay.
And another area was personality clash between babes,
Mm.
settling disputes,
Yeah.
in-house disputes. And it's just a normal thing when you have lots
Mm.
of people. We
Of
all
course.
have different personalities, we
Yeah.
have different opinions.
Mm.
So at one point in time, these personalities will clash,
Mm.
and handling it would determine how things will go moving
Yeah.
forward.
Very true.
If you use your own ability, your own strength,
Yeah.
or mindset or experience to
Mhm.
handle these matters, it will scatter the house.
True. True.
So each time and every time, I had to just step back, even if
Mm.
it means me going mute, not saying anything, not adding to anything that had been said, and just exiting the group, not stepping out of the group, but just shutting down WhatsApp for that moment, for some hours, or even some days.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
then take, like, step out of the situation that you're not the one under attack. They are
True.
not talking to you. It is the
Mm-hmm.
leadership of BR.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, dissociate myself from the office. Like, no,
Yeah. Yeah.
it's not
Yeah.
you they are addressing. It's not you this person is addressing. This person is
Yeah.
addressing to the leadership of BR. So right now, be patient. So I'll just stay calm. And then while I'm calm, while I'm thinking about it, sometimes I would pray. The Holy Spirit would direct me on what to say and how
Mm.
to go about
To go
the
about it.
dispute.
Yeah.
If it's between myself and members or other leaders, or between members and other members,
Mm.
somehow God would always lead us on how to go about it and settle the dispute such that everyone will be happy.
At
There
the end
were
of the day.
there were
Mm.
special cases where some parties will still not be happy. Yeah.
Mm.
Like, oh, whatever you did, you favored one party or the other.
Than the
But
other.
then you are not Nigerian jollof rice, so you can't please everybody. Yeah.
It's difficult.
So
It's difficult.
it
And I
is
can
difficult
imagine
to
you
please
can't
everyone.
please everybody. But I think we
Yes.
already have, policies, things down on how, I mean, I think the major thing you're saying is
Yes.
conflict resolution, which a lot of other
Yes.
babes too, there was an area that I didn't think anybody had a manual of how, but everybody's
Mm.
grown because as you're resolving one, the wisdom, when to talk, when to keep quiet, when to respond, when not to respond. And a lot of babes also
Yeah.
shared the same thing. They were like, they learn the fruit of the spirit, right? In times
Yes.
where you feel like, I just want to give it back to this person. But then the leader we have, Pimo, I'm still going to come to that. They said they've
Yeah.
learned, they had to learn that, that patience, that
Yeah.
when we talk about long suffering, it's not, sometimes people will say, let's just go and pray. They'll be like, no, people are, no, 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 no. When your flesh is
Mm.
talking and your spirit is saying you should do otherwise, right? It's totally,
Yes.
it's contradictory. But again, doing not the way we feel by responding the way we feel, it helps. Because otherwise things can either escalate or
Mm.
or calm
Or
down.
die down.
So I'm
Yeah.
really glad to hear that. And I also hear you talk about finances, and I think maybe you're one of the babes I've mentioned that in the last couple of days, and it's good to hear that because a lot of babes, if they're listening now, would realize that a lot of things we've done as well, there's no way would have done that without money. So
Mm.
if some people would think, oh, why do we need money? Yes, all the programs, or the girl child, or the project, it requires money.
Mm.
And like you said, being a leader, you are forced to show example. So it's not just your time, it's your money, it's your gifts. It's like bringing everything to the table. And so when we see the outcome of some of the things that we've done over the years, it's the collection of people who have given all. So it's not just their
Mm-hmm.
skill, it's also their money. And so sometimes we don't even remember this thing. There are things that people that you're blessed, even within BR, the programs that you can't quantify. But I thank God for the
No.
caliber of women who sees beyond that. It is us, right? So that's the only way we could
Yes.
get that done. Yeah, this thing is for us. And I'm sure a lot of babes are listening, that every time we come out to say we want to do something, we want to go out for this project, we want to do, don't see it like, oh, is there some certain people? It's like, no, it is us. And when we say we need money, and for Base Refine to actually come out to say we're struggling, means that we have tried every possible means of
Mm.
raising funds. And like you said, God has never disappointed us, because
No.
every need and every supply, He supplies those needs, in that
Yes.
very seasons. Yeah. Thank you for that. And I
Mm.
think it's good to reiterate that money is also key in this organization. I think moving forward, these are things that I'm sure as leaders and people listening, that how do we make it even more easier for us, so that it's not at the point that when we need it, that we are obviously trying to raise those funds, that we would have those funds. We want to be a group of women with financially, and how much are you talking about? Somebody will look at the
Mm.
account and straight away be like, don't worry, I'll settle that. That's what we trust, and we believe God will get us. We'll get there.
Mm.
It's by the grace of God. Thank you very much for your patience.
Amen.
And then my
Yeah.
other question is that, how do babes redefine, how do you think babes redefine has made a positive impact on his members and in the wider community at large? I'm sure you probably had mentioned along the line. And what are the examples that stand out to you? I know you mentioned about the girl child, which is very, very close to your heart, because like you said, catching these girls young before they become women, if it's doctrine, whether it's economically, so that they can be relevant. So a girl child doesn't think until they have a man that their life is complete. You can also make your own money. You can grow spiritually. You can travel the world. So all
Mm.
of these programs and things we do and what support a girl child are there any other things that you can remember, or anything that stand out to you? An example, perhaps, even with this girl child project that Babes Initiative has done over the years.
Yeah. So, Babes Redefined has impacted lives and will continue to impact lives. The way it has impacted my own life, it has
Mhm.
impacted my life in the area of relationship,
Okay.
marriage.
Mhm.
When I'm talking about relationship, I'm talking about marital
Marriage,
relationship
yeah.
now.
Okay.
During the time I was growing up, just before I joined Babes Redefined, I think sometime around 2010, 2011, we didn't have feminists.
Mm.
Maybe we had feminists, but there was no online presence of people talking about women's rights,
Mhm.
what is right within the umbrella of relationship, marital
Mm.
relationship,
Mm.
how women should or should not be treated.
Yes.
People weren't really talking about abuse, domestic
Mhm.
violence, emotional abuse, and all
Mm.
those things. So joining Babes Redefined, somewhere in my heart, I just knew no one should treat me this way. Not that there
Mm.
were literatures to read,
Of
not
course,
that I
yeah.
joined any live chats where they were talking
Mhm.
about it. We didn't
Yeah.
have all these things then. Yeah. But, somewhere in my heart, I just knew this was wrong. Nobody
Mm.
should treat me this way. And I left a relationship then. It didn't make sense to
Mm.
many people. It didn't make sense
Mm.
to the ladies, my roommates and friends
Yeah.
at the time. Like, why would you break up with this guy? But he makes
Mm.
sense. He has a
Yeah.
job, he has a car, he's this, he's that. But
Mm.
I just knew in my heart that
Mm.
this is not right. I
Mm.
shouldn't have to, if it is not right, it's not right. I shouldn't, because this person has
Mm.
these three amazing things, now ignore just one area that doesn't sit
Yeah.
well with me. But
Mm.
I knew it was not right and I left that relationship. So it was
Wow.
after that period I joined Babes Redefined. And
Mm.
we used to have people like Mommy Tuski do
Yes.
posts then. Then we didn't have
Okay.
Facebook Live. Yeah,
No,
they'll
no,
do
no.
long epistle, like a
Episode.
long post will have part one, part two, part three, and then
Babe
I'll
Siski
not
is
like,
she's a very
hey.
good writer. Yeah.
Yeah. And then after the first part of that, there will be a sequel. We'll just be following that. Hey, when is the next one coming?
Yeah.
Somebody, we could not tag then. There was no
Mhm.
tagging
There
tool,
was no
so
function to
we could
tag
not
because
mention people.
Facebook was still early days
Facebook
with some
was
of the
still,
functionalities.
yes.
Yeah, that's yeah.
So, but
Oh,
somehow, we would share the link with friends, like
mhm.
come and read. Then
Mhm.
make comments and everything. It was
Wow.
great for me. Yeah, in
Mm.
that area, I learned what to look out for. I
Mm.
learned what to avoid, the early
Yes.
signs. Yes,
Yes.
I learned those, and I can boldly say they were like skill development for me. I developed
Mm.
skills. I asked
Mm.
myself tools on how to
Beautiful.
protect myself.
That's
Yes.
right.
So, and when I wasn't sure about things, I would just reach out to people like Babes Tuski, Babes Uche. I'm like,
Mhm.
sis, please, this and this is what I'm going through. What do you think? And
Mm.
they will tell me, no, you are right. Your
Mm.
intuition is right. Don't do it. Don't go that
Wow.
way. Go this way. So I had big sisters,
Mm.
mentors I could talk to. I could just chat with, go to their inboxes and chat with them, and
Wow.
they'll give me
A
responses,
sound
like real
advice
time
and
responses.
counsel.
Yes. So that was very, very important for me at the time. And then also in terms of business,
Mhm.
I've had so many clients from Babes Redefined.
Wow.
Yeah. I was
Yeah.
practicing as a speech therapist in Nigeria. I've had lots of clients, referrals
Mhm.
from Babes Redefined. Some
Wow.
are not even babes, but a babes would find out about
To
me
a
and then
friend,
refer
yeah.
their family friend to me. So I would say I've made money from Babes Redefined too.
See?
I've sold
Awesome.
things to people on Babes Redefined. I've marketed products and sold products, and
Wow.
I've also bought things.
Mm-hmm.
I've bought
Awesome.
goods and services from Babes Redefined. So
Mm.
these are two areas I can really talk about right now. And
Yeah.
Babes Refined is like a marketplace. It's a safe place.
Mm-hmm.
It's a safe place. That's not to say we don't have potential scammers in Babes Refined. We've
Oh,
had them over the
yes.
years. We've
Yes.
had people who would make you not want to help someone. But then
Mm.
I
That
remember there
doesn't
was a
discourage.
case. There was a time we were helping. I think Babes Refined. We were helping widows, like single mothers, people
Mm-hmm.
who were being like vulnerable women who were being
Yes.
abused or who have just left their
Mm.
abusers.
Yes.
And BR helped a woman.
Mm-hmm.
This woman got a place. She started a vocational trade or something,
Okay.
and then she started abusing her own child.
Oh,
And
sad.
we're now debating in the leadership.
Mm-hmm.
Then I was a governing council member. We are
Yes.
debating why is this person doing this? This
Mm.
person knows they shouldn't be abusing anyone because they have just been rescued from
From
abuse.
there, yes.
Such a person, this is discouraging.
Mm.
And something that really touched me, we had different opinions in that meeting.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just thinking, should we stop helping? I don't think we should. But I
Mm.
just thank God for the grace of God, and I thank God for Pimo.
Mm.
And finally, when Pimo made a comment, she said, "We will not stop helping."
Mm.
And it
Because of
brought
one
relief to my
person.
heart. Yeah.
Yeah.
She said, "We will not stop helping. We'll still continue to help. In fact, this woman, we will still help her.
Mm.
And by helping her, she will learn what she has done
And
wrong. We'll continue
educating.
to help.
Yeah.
Yes. So BR, God is doing lots of work through BR, through the
Mm.
people in BR. It's
Yeah.
like a marketplace. In the marketplace, you will meet pickpockets, you will meet
Yes.
people with good intentions, and you will meet
That's
people
right.
with bad
That's so good.
intentions. So
Yeah,
we pray for discernment,
that's
that
right.
we will not fall victims of those who have ulterior motives of joining Babes Refined.
Yeah,
But that shouldn't be an excuse not to join Babes Refined or not to be
yeah,
active. Not
that's
everyone
right.
in Babes Refined is definitely a scammer.
Absolutely,
Yeah. We
absolutely.
keep records. Babes Refined keeps record.
Hmm.
Babes Refined doesn't spend the money and not tell you how the money was spent.
We're accountable. Yes.
We are accountable. Yes, we are very, very accountable. So if you are watching and you are still thinking, oh, because of this, I will not do business or buy anything,
Yeah,
Babes Refined will tell you to verify.
that's right.
Part of our empowerment schemes is
Hmm.
sell your products, market
That's
your
right.
products,
Hmm.
but use your own discretion to
That's
decide.
right. Mm.
Babes Refined we are not investigators. We can't
Hmm.
investigate the hundreds of thousands of people doing business
Yes, sure.
redefined. We can't investigate everyone. However,
No.
we encourage you to do background checks.
Hmm.
Check. Be sure
Yeah,
that you want to put your money into a place.
into
Yes.
that.
And
Yeah.
also, if you do business through Babes Refined,
Mhm.
please be diligent.
Do your
Your
due diligence.
dealings.
Yes. Yeah,
Diligent. Yeah. Do your
absolutely. We
just
always put
make
that
sure
disclaimer
you
out, don't we?
yes,
Yeah.
it's always there.
Mm.
It has always been
Always
there.
that.
Make
Oh.
sure you're a person of integrity when you are
Mm.
dealing with others
That's
also.
right.
And whatever you are doing, God would bless it. God
That's
would
it.
bless it. Keep
Wow.
advertising, keep putting during empowerment days or entrepreneur
Yeah.
days. I don't know what it's called these days, where people
Yes.
come out to advertise
Enterprise,
their
I think, yeah, for a lot of
enterprise days.
campuses,
Yes.
yeah, Enterprise Day. So
Yeah.
if you have businesses, product, services that you want to, most people started out from Babes Define. Those were their customers before
Yes.
they started having
Yes.
people outside, and yeah, which is beautiful. Again, that's a way of economically helping a woman so that you
Yes.
have your own money, right? You're not waiting for somebody to feed you. You can also do a job, provide a service or something, and you have people who patronize you. Like you said, you were able to start up your own business. You also bought from other babes, services
Yes.
and goods, which is what, like you said, there is a well-rounded. So we're not just spiritually
Yeah.
feeding where the women, through our Bible study and all of that. But then again, there's the empowerment bit. There's also the relationship bit that you mentioned, that we're able to get advice. I think solid counsel, and which is biblical and scriptural, because sometimes there's no manual. Even though we still read, there's still some gray areas. People still have questions in relationship. Like you said, I think those days also shed more light on abuses, right? Relationships that are
Mm.
unhealthy. How do you know? Because for a lot of us, we don't know. The fact that we're believers does not shield us from people who are going to be praised, because some people are out there, they're coming for Christian women because they believe, oh, Christian women, they don't know much, they're in the
Yes.
church. So sometimes, as
They are
much as
naive.
we are very naive, yeah. And so we found a lot of Christian women, I won't say a lot, some Christian women who have found themselves in relationship or marriages that they realize that this person was just camouflaging. They did not see those signs. Maybe they saw it perhaps, maybe they excused it, maybe they
Mm-hmm.
ignored it. But I think that's also part of Babes to Define programs that we do, our atmosphere, right? And over the years, we've done so many, for people who are just listening and probably you're new to Babes to Define. Atmosphere is a program every year, I think around about April. We talk about everything relationship, everything that, we've covered a lot over the years. And it also helps us grounded. Like you said, younger ones, younger girls, these are avenues for you to start to learn this thing, learn from people's experiences, right? You don't have to make the same mistake somebody else has made, when you hear
No.
stories. And I'm sure as your leadership, during your time, you've heard stories, you probably counseled as well, women and stuff like that. So yeah, thank you for that. Thank you for sharing that. What was it like working with Pimo? I'm sure you'd that's a question we throw out to all of our founding members we've
Timo,
had on this series. Yeah.
in my early days in Babes Refined, I used to think Timo was like a spirit.
I'm sure
Like
she's listening.
the person you don't see, You don't
Mm.
see all the time, but suddenly
Mm.
you just think they are not there. But
Mm.
suddenly you just hear them speaking. I'm like, Pimo is
It's
here.
so man.
Yeah. Though I was an active babes earlier in my early days in PR, but I didn't know Pimo knew me,
Okay.
or I didn't know my name would ring a bell. I
Mm.
remember during the Oshogbo hangouts, I think
Mm-hmm.
that must have happened around 2012. It must have been 2012.
Okay.
The first kind of like hangout for babes.
Mm-hmm.
They
Mm-hmm.
went to a place in Oshogbo. They stayed there for a day or two.
Okay.
They had an amazing
Yeah,
time. They had
fun.
fun. They had good times. Yes. But I was really looking forward to that hangout. But I could
Mm-hmm.
not afford it. I was a final year student. I was spending
Oh,
on my project.
yeah.
I could not afford it. The initial reason I wasn't going to attend was because of finance.
Finances, yeah.
And then people reached out to me,
Mm-hmm.
private chat. Then we didn't really have cases of scammers reaching out to people via
Mm-hmm.
inboxes. It wasn't rampant then. And people, I
Yes.
was like, am I dreaming? Pimo
Mm-hmm.
reaching
Mm-hmm.
out to
Me.
me. People said, Patience, don't worry, you can come, I'll sponsor you. I was like, ah.
Mm.
And then I checked, I just realized that I could still not attend because I had a
Mm.
deadline to meet. I
Okay.
needed to tidy up my work, and
Mm.
I excused myself from that meeting for that reason. But
Yes.
it meant so much to me that I wasn't just one of the numbers of
Mm.
the thousands of them. We had thousands, we didn't have hundreds of thousands,
Of
yeah.
course.
Of
Of
the
course.
thousands of babes we had in BR. The founder reached out to me.
Yeah.
It meant a lot to me.
Wow.
And then Pimo, I don't know how she manages everything, but she's not clueless like many of the
Mm.
leaders we have nowadays who would not
Mm.
even know that something
Yeah.
is going wrong. She has lots of leaders. She's able to manage things by delegating authority and all that,
That's right.
delegating responsibilities, and which shows humility.
Mm.
She doesn't want to be the only face, like the only person to lead to burnout.
Everybody else can shine,
managing
even
yeah
within.
managing so many responsibilities, so it takes humility to be able to bring up VPs and bring up a team to be
True.
your face, yeah, to be
Correct.
Jesus's face, yeah, because we
Mm-hmm.
represent Jesus at the end of the day, yeah.
That's
So
right.
Pimo is a sweet soul. you know
Mm-hmm.
at different points, I know that she knows each of her leaders. She knows her
Mm.
leaders, and
There's a relationship, right?
they may not know she knows about them,
Mm.
but she prays for them.
Mm.
The ones that are directly close to her or have worked with her directly at some point, they know
Yes.
it that Pimo
Mm.
loves me, Pimo cares about my welfare and all that.
Yeah.
But the others, some new leaders may not know, but I just want
Mm.
you to know that you are not just, don't feel like you are working for Pimo, you are working for
That's right.
God.
God, yeah.
And Pimo cares about you also. She prays for you.
Mm.
She may not have picked her phone to call you that
Yes.
Shade, Shola,
Mhm. Mhm. How
Chidima,
are you?
look, I care about you, but just
Yeah,
know that she
it
carries you in
does.
her heart and she prays
Mm.
for you.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow.
There are times I've been through some tough situations in life, even recently, and
Mhm.
people would remind me
Mm.
of the times I stood with my full chest and said, "This is God telling me to do
Mm.
this." And
That's
she'll
right.
say, remember your testimony. Remember
Correct.
this. Sometimes it would even take her tagging me on posts to say,
Mhm.
Patience, do you remember this post? Like, she would not
Exactly.
even tag it.
You've come way back, haven't you?
She would
Yeah.
just tag me on a post. And when I see that post, memories would come back, and I would just
Mm.
know that what I'm going through right now
Mhm.
doesn't define what will happen God is
Correct.
still with me. He has always been with me. Yeah.
Hmm.
So Pimo is an amazing soul. We bless God for the gift of her. Let me just
Absolutely.
stop
Wonderful,
there.
wonderful. I'm sure she's listening. I'm blushing. And like I said, a lot of babes have also said the same. Pimo is easy to work with. She's a sweet soul. She's able to delegate. She's a leader, and not just leader, but leader by example. She's peculiar in herself, the pastor's wife, but she's not your typical pastor's wife. We've talked about on this series about Pimo's hair, and I will probably repeat that again. She'll dress like I'm still spiritual, but yeah, and I'm
Yeah.
still, and it's being yourself. I think a uniqueness, she's being herself. She's
Yeah.
not, you don't want to be like somebody else. God has made you who you are. And I think that's also what babes were able to, a lot of babes that come on this series have said the same, just be yourself. You don't have to be somebody else. That genuineness that comes with her personality, warm and all of that. So I'm really happy to hear that. Thank you so much. And because of time, obviously, I'm conscious. There's one important question, obviously, I would like to ask, and I've asked a lot of other babes, is Babes Defined, obviously, like I said, is growing. And in years to come, what role do you think the organization will play in the lives of its members? What do you see? You've been part of BR now since 2011, is that correct? And as we have evolved, you've seen those changes over the years. What do you see in the next 5, 10 years, 15 years? And what role would Babes Redefined play in the life of its members, and in the upcoming years?
Okay, so if I was asked this question 14 years ago,
Mm-hmm.
I would probably say I do not know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And right now, I would still say I do not know exactly
What is that?
how things will go from here,
Yeah.
now to the 16th, the 20th year, and moving forward. But one thing I know is God is the same yesterday, today. Jesus is the same yesterday, today, and forever.
Yeah.
The vision has not changed.
Yes.
There might be adjustments on how to meet the same vision because life keeps evolving. Like I mentioned earlier, we could not mention or tag people on posts back then, but now
That's right.
things have evolved. We are tagging people, we are mentioning people.
Yes.
Yeah, we can do lots more with the internet. So as we grow, He will teach us the way to go, and we will follow. We'll continue to follow Him. We'll continue to follow Him. And those of us who are past leaders, those who are current leaders, will continue to pray that God will continue to guide the current leaders on how to go about their responsibilities, on how to, because at the end of the day, this is God's work.
That's correct.
The devil has come to steal peace, to steal love, to steal joy from you as a child of God. He has come to steal, to kill, and to destroy. But the latter part of that Bible verse is, but the Son of Man has come
to give life.
To give life, and to give it in abundance. Not tiny, not a little bit of life, but in abundance. So, and what BR is doing is giving life.
It's correct. Doing
the work of the Son of Man. So in terms of resources, people, even if I say I'm not interested in serving in BR, that's not the end of BR.
Oh, yes.
God has men.
Will raise more, yes.
People, God is raising people. During the time I was a leader in BR. I was a young girl. I was a tiny person.
Yeah.
I'm not saying I'm big now. I'm not saying that at all. I'm not proud now.
No.
But
You've grown. Yes.
What I mean is I was quite young. And I was the leader of grandmas, of married women. of
Yes.
people who already knew what they wanted out of life, while I was still
You were
trying to
just trying to
figure
find
out.
out your own way. Yes.
Yes. So God does not lack men.
Mm.
The men God would use might just be the tiniest girl that looks irrelevant to the group.
True.
And
Mm.
it would lead to growth. It would lead to
Yes.
development in the life of that person who offers
Mhm.
themselves
Yes.
to God, who offers
That's
their
correct.
time, who offers their resources. It would
Mm.
make a lot of sense within them and
Mm.
around them. Yeah.
Mm.
And
Mhm.
BR will continue to grow because it is
Yeah.
the work of God.
That's
God will
right.
always provide what is needed. He would always provide the sacrifice. He would provide the resources and everything needed.
Mm.
So
Wow. Wow.
those of us that are here now, we just need to. God does not owe any man.
Mm.
He never owes any man. Whatever
Yes.
resources you have, whatever you are putting in to move the work of God forward,
Yeah.
you won't miss that item or that resources or that part, because God will always, he doesn't owe any man. He would always bless you. He would
Yes.
always give you. It's like he knows you are going to give. God knows you. He has always known you before you were born. So he knows your next move. He knows what you are going to do. But he's trusting you to make that decision yourself. He will not cajole or force you to make any decision. But just know that I did not receive any revelation before I became a leader in VR. I
Yes.
did not wait for a dream or God to call me and say, "My daughter, be thou the leader." No. Yeah. So
Absolutely. True.
so
True. Mm.
if you are waiting, you might not get that. But then
Mm.
the Bible says, "Go ye into the world."
Yeah.
Go. It didn't say wait for the calling before you go into the world.
Mm.
You don't have to wait for any calling.
That's
If
right.
this
I'm
is
sure
your
somebody is listening now and
yeah, if
wondering.
this is your way
Yes.
to key into going into the world to
Mm.
save people from the claws of the enemy,
Yeah.
please yield to the call. There is always something to do. And you do
Absolutely.
not have to wait until you are called to volunteer to be a leader.
Mm.
It starts
Yeah.
with arranging chairs. It
Yeah.
starts with, oh, we are gathering, we want
Mhm.
to put fruits together to give
Mhm.
to a
Mhm.
widow or to give to a
Yeah.
leader or something. Starts with, oh, I have a
Yes.
mango, I can add to the
Mhm.
basket.
Mm.
I have an orange, I could add
Yes.
this to the items we are putting together.
Mm.
And whenever you give, you are lending to God.
That's
You are
right.
lending to God, and
Wow.
God would always
Continue
bless.
to bless.
There's
Yes.
no person who gives to God that will now be someone who lacks.
Mm. Thank
Yeah.
you so much,
So
Miss Patience. Yeah, I'm really, really glad you mentioned this. And what you're also saying invariably is this is God's work, and BR is an avenue to actually be able to do that God's work. So do not wait to be called. Whatever your hands finds to do, which a lot of babes also said, is just do it with all your heart.
do with all your
Give it your
heart.
100%. Whether it's your time, it's your skill, and somebody is listening and saying, "Oh, but they don't notice me." Some people are waiting to be noticed, but do it from what you're doing. Your name will be called out. Oh, do you know so babes? This person did this. So we're not even doing it because we want a reward. It's only God that will reward us in the work we're doing. And you said something about moving forward. I'm very conscious of time, and that God gives a vision, and as long as God is leading us, and Pimo and the
Mm,
leaders, we just keying into that which God is doing per season. And what I
yeah.
also hear you say is technology is going to be evolving, which a lot of babes also said. Younger ones are using different platform. It might not be Facebook, it might something another platform might come up that is not TikTok, it's not what's the other one, Instagram. It might
Mm-hmm.
be wherever they are. Let us meet them there and catch them young. So these are all the things I'm sure a lot of leaders are listening at. How do
Mm,
we be able to catch a younger generation? Where do we meet them? Right? How do we now start to use one or two persons within them to reach out to the larger community of young women? We're going to
mm,
have our children growing too. We're going to have people having children who are going to be grandmothers. So we want to ensure that this legacy that BR has started, we can carry on, from generation to generation. And I'm sure the Lord will bless us. All right, we're going to wrap up now. Babes. I wish I could, we have more time, but apologies for the lateness. We've done just over an hour, but I'm sure, you guys have been blessed by the stories and some of the things Babes Patient has shared with us today. So we'll wrap up on the episode tonight on legacy builders, and we invite your audience to share your thoughts and reflection in the comments if you get to watch this later in the day, and let us know what you think. And please join us again on Friday at 7 p.m. with another babes we're going to have on here who is one of our founding members as well, and share their stories. So thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, Patricia, for all your work and dedication over the years. We appreciate you. We love you and hope you have a blessed evening. Good night, everybody. Take care and God bless. Thank you.